EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. The scene a few moments ago here. Made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, break.
Watch 98. 98 for Mike. Stop your whine.
They'll run on first down. Klein, only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for first. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Meanwhile here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Ready? 26 Mike. 3 bucks.
Hey, high 7.
26 Mike.
Hurry.
You better bring.
2nd and long. And this is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That's going to set them back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. They'll drop the throw. Going deep downfield for into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
2nd and 9 now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's 2nd and 8. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
54. Watch the slack. Watch the slack.
First carry for James Conner. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. This is Conner. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
He can run for it, and he will. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now Trubisky into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. That's now a second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kyler Fackrell gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
39 yards there, a big one. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Connor, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on 2nd down. Trubisky. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Johnson, the intended target. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the 2nd.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our 1st half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. On 3rd down. Klein, and he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Hey, team 6, team 6.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
On first down, Klein. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Well, a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a short 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. So that'll back him up 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
26 Mike, 26 Mike. I'm coming for you.
They're going to look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3-point.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Trubisky to throw. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, Trubisky. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. On first down, Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
He's going to launch it for Washington. This is caught inside the 15. They give him a gain of 37.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? Guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
Again, it's Connor. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Trubisky to the goal line, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They're going to run this with a tight end. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that?
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Looking to throw. Past the 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 for a Steeler touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
198, cross 98,
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
18, Gator, bravo.
26, Mike, 26.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Bullet good on the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, said, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
On 1st down, counter plowing ahead for about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
At the 38-yard line.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short game. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
26, Mike, 26.
Now back to throw. He's got Green. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw, and he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 17-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Open man is Ross, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. On the ground with a tight end. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. And he's got it. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Bullock's kick is good. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
They begin on the ground here with Connor. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
Throwing now is Trubisky. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky, and the catch made by Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight, and he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime, they've just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score, in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears. They get it done. How about that score?
The finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't